Hello everyone! I have a pretty silly but hopefully still interesting game for all of you to enjoy today. In this game, my team decided they would rather let me solo support than play a strategist, so I'm going to show you how I play when I'm forced to play as a solo support in high elo. I'll be covering the ult percentage on the enemy team as usual so we can work on ult tracking. My team calls that they want a portal onto the enemy team to start the round, so I swap to Cloak and Dagger to potentially hit a blind on them, increasing our team's damage. After that though, I'll be swapping to RACCOON for the duration of this match. He's my go-to strategist when I'm forced to solo heal. I pick him because he has reliable self-healing, great escape tools, and the ability to res a teammate. His ult also builds a lot faster than most supports, so we can crank them out often. We get a pick on a support, which is exactly what we wanted. I wanted to chuck this beacon out in case someone died, but I think it landed on top of the box and never actually placed. Luckily, even though we lose Psy, the teamfight is pretty easy since Luna died so early on. I placed my beacon in a sort of bad spot because I'm currently disoriented as to what side of the map we're on. Another free pick on the Luna. This is the moment I realize I placed it on the enemy side of the map and look to move it somewhere safer. I look to position generally very close to my team, especially because we have Penny. Your first instinct in this situation might be to stand somewhere far away to heal without being noticed, but with Psy and Magic on their team, I need to be somewhere where my team can easily protect me from incoming dive. My ult is up now, and I'm looking for any excuse to pop this ult almost immediately. Why do I ult like this? Isn't it a waste? Yes and no. Normally, you want to hold your ults for situations in which you can counter an enemy ult, but that doesn't really work this game. If we let the teamfight progress to the point where ults are happening, we get hit by Mag, Psylocke, Starlord, and Magic, not to mention they have 2 defensive ults. In a head-to-head teamfight where both teams press all their Q buttons, there's a good chance that our team gets wiped out first. So especially since we're in a game mode like Domination where you can prevent teamfights from ever happening by landing a few early picks, my goal is to pop my ult to force us to win this fight early, especially since I know the enemy supports have been getting cooked and don't have their ults to match me. As usual on Domination, we are holding up in an aggressive position to force the opponents to commit resources just to get to point, rather than starting our hold already on point. Still positioning close to my team within dash range of my penny nests to prevent myself from getting dove. They are forced to pop a Magneto ult just to gain enough space to clear out our penny setup. I make sure to back up because if I die, it's game over for the team. We force out their Luna ult with Strange, and now a full-on ult fight has officially begun. Probably should have died a little bit quicker here rather than trying to run away, but oh well. Let's start thinking about ults. What did they just use? What do they still have? Ready for answers? They used Mag, Luna, Starlord. So they should have Cloak and Dagger, Psy, and Bucky coming up this fight. I'll have my amp to stop one of those 2 ults. I put on my slickest moves not to die, and here Cloak and Dagger and Bucky all happen, so I figure it's a good time to amp to help the team and myself survive. Unfortunately, I still die, but there's only so long you can survive with a diver constantly looking at you. We lose the fight, but they have enough people dead that Strange calls if we portal onto point now, we'll have a big enough advantage to win back the point. Quickly thinking about ults, all they should have is Psylocke. Mag, Luna, Starlord will be back up soon though. No more Psy ult. Thank you to my Psylocke. Also, as you can see, due to our portal, we get the point pretty painlessly. And just like that, we have the first point. Whenever I have teammates that don't pick support, it's often because they're very confident that they can carry without a proper comp. All I need to do is make sure they have slight sustain, play for my own life, and hope that they diff the enemy team. This is the true epitome of it ain't much, but it's honest work. I'm not carrying this match, but we would be pretty cooked without any healing at all. They didn't really pop any ults in that last fight, but since we're between rounds, what do they have that they might open up with?
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Ready for answers? They should have Luna, Mag, and Starlord. We can see with spectator view that they swapped to Strange, but we wouldn't know that yet in game. Need to be careful of Cloak and Dagger and Bucky being up soon, with Psylocke being the furthest away from her ult. They pop Starlord, so I try to run away as quick as I can. It's every man for themselves as far as I'm concerned. I dash after accidentally wall running, so I just dash straight up and die like an idiot. Luckily, my team isn't outright losing due to the efforts of Psy and Bucky, so they are preventing the enemy team from getting an early capture off the Starlord ult. Somehow, we're actually the ones that come out on top after that fight. My team's just cracked, I suppose. We can now see that they have swapped to triple support against one measly rocket. Enemy Bucky ult, so now it's time to aim. I placed it on a corner to prevent it from being shot out too fast. I'm staying aware of where the enemy Starlord is and positioning myself on the opposite side of point from him so he can't easily engage onto me. And we win that fight super easily, which is strange since they should almost certainly have Cloak and Dagger ult back up by now. Let's think about ults now that the fight is over. Ready for answers? They should have Ultron, Cloak and Dagger, and Strange, with Starlord backup soon-ish. Luna just swapped to Mag, so no Mag ult. Penny gets picked off early, but hey, that's what the res beacon's here for. Now that they only have Starlord and I see where he is on the map, I'm not as concerned about standing far away from the team fight. Penny cancels Cloak and Dagger ult with mines. That's like rule number 1 of the Cloak and Dagger versus Penny matchup. Never ult directly into nests. We would be losing this game way harder if the enemy team had ever been able to utilize their huge defensive ult advantage. Uh-oh, the Starlord remembered that I exist and that he should probably go for me first. We can also now see that we've truly broken the spirits of the enemy team as they are also on solo support. They have 1 support with no ult, and we have 5 ults about to be up. We pretty much can stroll in and win no matter what they have. And just like that, it's GG's. Did we win because of my crazy plays as the solo healer? Not really. We won because my teammates are crazy and because the enemy team never played around the fact that they had a significant defensive ult advantage. If they had just ulted a bit better, there would have been no way I could have kept up. So, moral of the story? Solo support is not a good strategy, but what it lacks in healing, it makes up for in constant DPS pressure. The enemy supports need to be putting in an extra effort to keep their team alive and just play to win the game through their superior ults. Here are the final stats for those interested. I almost healed more than all their supports combined. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time.